Hello and welcome students to this new lecture of your book Better English Pronunciation by J.D. O'Connor, and this lecture is about gliding consonants. In the English system sound, we have three consonants that consist of a quick, smooth, non-friction glide towards a following vowel sound. And these sounds are y, w, and r. So they consist of a glide. And this glide has three characteristics, three features. This glide is quick, and it is smooth and non-friction. These consonants are sometimes called approximants. According to the manner of articulation, they are either gliding or they are approximant. So all of them are similar in their manner. And as we said before, they are classified, the consonants are classified into groups or sets according to the manner of articulation, like stops or friction or nasals, and this is the glide or approximants. And they are vowel-like because there is a similarity, or they resemble, not all of them, but y and w resemble some vowels in English. But according to the place of articulation, they are different. Like, for example, y is palatal, w is bilabial, and r is post-alveolar. So palatal, bilabial, and post-alveolar. This is the places of articulation of these three consonants. While the manner is one, and the state of voicing, all of them are voiced. Let's start with y. Y is a quick glide from the position of the vowel e or I to any other vowel. So it is not necessary that it is y. Sometimes it is y or u. So it begins with e or I, but the glide is toward any other vowel. We need to mention this point. To produce y, beginning with the vowel e or I, we have to be careful not to produce a glottal stop a, as in the example in your book, the word yes. We have to say yes. We glide smoothly and quickly from e or I towards the sound e, yeah. We have to be careful not to produce the e, the glottal stop e. We don't say yes or yes. We say yes, not e or yes. No, it is smoothly and quickly yes. So it is yeah. And that's why some students asked me in the lecture, she didn't understand this point. She said, I don't understand this point. What does this mean? What do you mean by the first part is short? That's why we say the part of e is very short, and as we shall see in the next slides, what happens with the sound w. Here we have a point, we have a statement that reminds us with something that we studied before. Yeah, after p, t, k, loses its voice, and friction is heard. What does this refer to? In fact, this reminds us with the concept of aspiration of the sound peteke. If you remember, when we studied peteke, we say that pe, te, and ke makes, or so they make the following voiced vowel to lose some of its voicing, making the aspiration. When we say pool, pool, so because oo is voiced, but because of the aspiration of p, we make voiceless he, or voiceless oo, sorry. Just like when you blow a candle, if you remember this statement, when we studied the stop consonants peteke. So here we have the same case when we say what? When we say pew, pure, tune. Yeah loses after peteke, loses some of its aspiration. And this is also a reference to the feature of being vowel-like, because we say that they are vowel-like, yeah and we. They are vowel-like, yeah and we. Pay attention here, yeah and we. Why they are vowel-like? Because we have some similar behavior, some similar phonetic behavior when we pronounce them. For example, here you see the aspiration of peteke, how this aspiration affects the voicing of ye and we. You see? Okay, we have to refer to some cases pronouncing, for example, tie, in the word, for example, tune as tune by some English people, or they pronounce je for Dieu. Education, they say, instead of they say education, they say education, or they say YouTube instead of saying YouTube. But this should be avoided, of course. Why? Because it is not generally accepted. It is said by some English people, but it is generally not accepted. The other point that we have to say, most Americans do not use ye after te or de, ne, le, se, the. And I suppose you hear the American people when they say news, not news, or they say tune, not tune. And also some or most of the RP speaker don't use ye after le, se, the. And we have some examples for le, for example, liu, they don't say absolute. They don't say absolute. They don't say absolute. They say absolute, absolutely. Or sue, it suits me, not suits me, suits me. So even RP speakers don't use ye, but not after te, de, ne, only after le, se, the. Enthusiasm, not enthusiasm. They say enthusiasm, enthusiastic. But American, even with te, de, ne, they don't say, for example, new. They say new, new. And here we have a phonological rule, which is ye does not occur in final position. Let's shift to w, where is a quick glide from the vowel u or u towards uh, whatever vowel follows. Whatever vowel. This is very important. So w consists of two parts. The part of u or u and the part of the movement, the glide. And this is what we said before, just said about the parts, the short part, which is the w part, as with ye, is short and weak. This is the point that some of your colleagues or one student, when she asked me in the lecture, that she said, I didn't understand, what do you mean by this point? The w part, because we said the w part means the u, or the first part of the w. U or u is very short and weak, just like ye, as we have just said. But the lips with w must be rounded, must be rounded. We have a case where after a consonant, w, the sound w, the gliding or the approximant w, after a consonant, what we do usually, we round our lips before the preceding consonants finished. For example, the word sweet, sweet, we say with, as we are saying or producing the sound se, we round our lips. We say sweet, sweet, not siwi, siwi, no. We round our lips as we produce the sound se, which is preceding the vowel, the vowel like, or the approximant w, or the gliding w. Also, the glide of w after te, ke is not voiced, and this is the effect of ke, the effect of te, the aspiration. The aspiration affects the voicing of w. You have to pay attention to this. And also here we have a phonological rule, which is what? Which is w does not occur in final position. Re is different to some extent. إلى حد ما. Why? Because the gliding w resembles the English vowel u or u, and the gliding ye resembles the English vowel e or e, يشبه e أو يشبه الإي. But ra does not resemble any one of the English vowels. ما يشبه أي واحد من هذني الفاولز في اللغة الإنجليزية. And this is the place of articulation. This figure shows the place of articulation, or the case of the tongue. You see, we have a curved tongue with the tip tongue pointing to the hard palate at the back of the soft palate. At the back of the alveolar ridge, and that's why it is post-alveolar. And the front part of the tongue is low, and the back of the tongue is rather what? Is rather high. So high, low, high. This is the curve. Number two, because we said number one in the previous slide. Number two, the tongue tip is not close. And here we have a close. Pay attention to this word, students. We have close and close with the same spelling. Close means verb, يغلق. But close is adjective, means near, قريب. Close with se, not with z. with z, this is a verb. Close, close, يغلق. But close, it means an adjective, which is near to something. So number two, the tongue tip is not close enough to the palate to cause friction. So there's no friction with this point. With this ra. The lips are rather rounded, especially. So look here. The lips are rounded, especially when ra is at the beginning of words. But when we say the ra not at the beginning of words, it could be what? It could be not rounded. Like Mary. Mary. We will see this. Number three, the lips are rather rounded. Sorry, we say this point. 4, the soft palate is raised, of course, and voiced air, so it is voiced. Voiced air flows. يهب. هواء جهوري يهب quietly, not quietly, بهدوء, between the tongue tip and the palate without friction, with no friction. Here we see what? In this slide, we see the case of non-rounding. For example, very. We don't round our lips here because ra is between two vowels. Between vowels, the sound is the same, except that the lips are not rounded. So it is the same sound, but the lips is different here because they are not rounded. Very. Okay, try the following and concentrate. You know what is concentrate? ركز. Concentrate on getting the tongue tip up and back. To get the tongue tip up and back. This is the first phase. الطور الأول. You see? The tongue tip, we get it up and back. From a to there. And then in the next phase, the الطور القادم, what we do, we then smoothly down and forward it again. There, and then we say very, merry. Okay? So in this case, the lips are not rounded. And we have to say something about ra in RP. How do they pronounce it, and when they pronounce it and when they don't. Ra is not pronounced before a consonant, just like the word sport when I say it in the lecture. And at the end of a word, we don't pronounce ra at the end. For example, the word never or lecture. But if we have another word after this following word, beginning with a vowel, we make what? We make the linking ra. We will see. Okay. Before a consonant, it is not pronounced, but before a vowel, it is pronounced. Here you see the examples. In never, the word never ends or ending with what? With the ra, but because we say only never, so it is at the final position, so we don't pronounce it. Never. And even when we say never better, because after never, after ra sound, we have be, we don't pronounce ra. We say never better, never better. But when we say never again, so we begin with a vowel, we say never again, never again. This is the linking ra. So linking ra is to pronounce ra, which is there in the spelling. We have it in the spelling. but sometimes we don't pronounce it. And when we pronounce it, this is what this is linking re. And it is different from the intrusive re. Intrusive re is the linking re, but when there is no re in the spelling, just like the linking re, but we don't have re in the spelling. With the linking re, we have it. With the linking re, we have what? We have the re, the letter re in the spelling. But in the intrusive re, from the name, intrusive, we intrusively add it. For example, Linder and Ali, or Linder and Anne, Linder and Anne. But this re is not preferred by some English speakers. Re, after pet, take care, there's no friction, but no voice in re. We don't have voiced re after pet, take care. For example, print, print, so print, trend, treat, creak, creep. There is friction, but no voice. And thank you very much.